Take a drive from downtown along Broad Street. You run into Lincoln Financial Field, the home of the Eagles here in South Philadelphia. The veteran, Jason Sanders, ready to get us started. And off we go from the link. On the return from the end zone, here's Britton Covey. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. First and 10.
Great, set.
First carry for Saquon Barkley. And a good start on the ground. He gets 8 on the game's opener. He'll stay on the ground with Barkley. And he's got it. First down. A pickup of 4.
A gain of 4 yards.
Once again, it's Barkley. And he's going to be brought down behind the line. This defense fired up to start the game. It's 4th down.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a...
His first throw of the game is going to be intercepted. And he's going to give his offense a short field to work with as they look for their first points of the game.
So anytime a team suffers an early setback like that interception, human instinct says, Mike, we need to get away from our game plan. We need to adjust. I don't think that's the case. There's a lot of game left, a lot of chances to avenge that play and still connect downfield on some of these passes. All proven, though, Mike, they've got to identify what went wrong, let's correct it so we're able to move forward.
Here's 2nd and 9. Now it's Tua. The tight end, Jonnu Smith, secures it. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
These curl routes, he's been running these routes since he was a young kid in Pop Warner football, and I like to call it pulling the string. You've got the defender thinking you're going downfield, and you stick that foot in the ground, work back to the quarterback, friendly to the ball, and really nice job picking up the first down.
And that ball incomplete over the middle. He was trying to get it to Tyreek Hill there, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Hill brought in motion. They'll toss it here to Achane. He'll get 4 and down inside the 20-yard line. 3rd and 6. Tua going to give it to Achane. And he will get into the end zone. Javon Achane. Touchdown, Dolphins.
When you start talking about the qualities of a top-tier back in the NFL, Mike, we all talk about size, speed, the ability to keep your feet, the ability to have balance at contact. But the part we don't talk enough about is patience, understanding the blocking scheme, the timing, when to hit the hole, as much as what hole to hit. And I think you get a great example of what that looks like when it all comes together. He takes advantage of the scheme, and next thing you know, he hits his head on the goalpost.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. This one is fielded in the end zone, but he will not bring it out. It's a touchback, and this drive will begin at the 30-yard line. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. They'll start on the ground with Barkley. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
63.
Brings up 2nd and
Now Jalen Hurts on second down. That's complete to his running back, Kenneth Gainwell. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
There's a lot of ways to get the ball in the hands of your running backs, and it's not always by just handing it to them. In this case, it's a simple check down, picks up a good gain, brings up third down.
On third down, it's Hurts. That's over the middle and caught by Smith. So a big third down hookup takes us to the break. 7-0 is our score. And we're back in Philly in a moment. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10.
Great, set.
I'll run up the middle with Barkley. He'll move it ahead for about 3 yards. Jalen Phillips in on the stop. They face 2nd down and 7.
At the 44-yard line.
No touch, set. No touch.
They'll run. It's Barkley. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now, it's 3rd down. They'll run it to the right here with Barkley. A pickup there of 19 yards. Good for an Eagles 1st down.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5.
At
the Dolphins' 32-yard line.
No touch.
They run out of the gun with Barkley. That one never got started. Too much defensive pressure. They dropped him in the backfield.
With how fast they were all over that play, you almost wonder, Mike, was there a pre-snap tell? Did they know that play was coming? Because I'll tell you, that defense was on it from the start.
They come to the line needing 11 here on 3rd down.
Great, set. No touch.
Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
Even though it doesn't result in a sack, when you dial up the right pressure at the right time, Mike, sometimes that's all it takes to lead to that incompletion. The timing is just a little off between the quarterback and his intended target, and the ball falls incomplete.
He's going to air this one out, looking for Dotson.
So this offense, they think this is a prime opportunity to go for it through the air on 4th down. But this defense was having none of it. Nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball, no easy completions, and this defense forces a huge stop on 4th down.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. Now he'll run. And he is out of bounds, but not until he's inside the 40-yard line. Terrific start to this drive. Gain of 23 and a 1st down.
44. Ready.
A shotgun snap for Tua.
You know, Mike, nice job here by the quarterback, just understanding on these early downs, you just don't want to go backwards. So he's able to avoid the negative play, pick up a little bit, and mostly avoid the sack.
From the gun, here's Tua. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. He might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down. Hill brought in motion. Throwing on 3rd down, Tagovailoa. And that is incomplete.
great pass rushers live for third down, especially when they know the offense has to be one-dimensional. And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their ears back and go. They know there is no threat for run. It is a must-pass situation, and for this offense, they're lucky it didn't result in a sack.
Hill brought in motion. They'll try it now with Achan. It's a pickup of 12 as they wind up converting on fourth down.
The goal of every offense, Mike, is to find a way to establish a balance between the run and the pass. With some success here early on the ground, will open up things as the game unfolds for the quarterback in this passing game.
They'll stay on the ground with Achan. He'll get about 2. N'Kobe Dean in on the tackle. Now the Dolphins going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining here in half number 1. In motion, it's Waddle. And nothing cooking on that one. He'll be met and tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Throwing is Tua. And that is incomplete.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
So on fourth down, the Dolphins turn to Jason Sanders for the field goal try. His kick is good. And the Dolphins going to tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. This one will be taken in the end zone. No run back forthcoming. And the ball coming out to the 30-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. So we're at the half, and the visiting Dolphins are in the lead. As we get you down to Florida, Orlando specifically, where the coach is Jonathan Coachman, has our EA Sports halftime report. All right, Coach, thank you very much. We welcome you back. It is quarter number 3. Here he is, Tyreek Hill back to return. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. On the ground to start the drive, it's Achan. They converge on him quickly. He'll only get a couple. N'Kobe Dean in on the tackle. 2nd down and 8. Once again, it's Achan. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down. Tua gonna throw. That one caught by Smith. He's gonna have the 1st down and then some. That'll change things. Out of bounds inside the 35. A big-time play for the Dolphins. 41 yards. They'll motion the tight end Smith. A run up the middle with Achan. And that one is closed down in the backfield. What a defensive play. Knifing in, dropping him for the loss. Here's 2. Oh, not a good throw there. That's across his body. It's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Reed Blankenship.
So we saw in the first half, Mike, they were willing to take some risks. It allowed them to build this halftime lead. Now the opposing sideline, they're looking to fight back. They're looking to cut that lead down. That's what that coverage seemed. It looked like they baited that quarterback to force that errant throw and lead to that turnover. Now it's their offense coming back on the field with a chance to cut this deficit.
And he'll get this all the way up to about the 33-yard line. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. They'll run it here with Saquon. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up 3rd down. Getting the tight end involved in the run game here. And he's going to have an Eagles 1st down. They needed 2 and gained 6. Now Barkley. And a nice run there on 1st down, getting 8. Setting up 2nd and 2. On the ground, it's the tight end. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 now from the 36. Here's a run with their tight end. Not much there, maybe a yard. So, points at a premium. Defensive battle so far as we are through 3. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Here's a 2nd and 9. Now a give to Barkley, running right. He is met and dropped. Good defense. Loss of a couple on that play. On 3rd down, they'll go with Saquon.
Barkley again, the ball carrier. He's taken down at the 33-yard line. A gain of 3. It's 4th down.
Trailing late, they've got to go here. It's 4th down. Now Hurts. This is caught. He's got a long way to go. He's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. And fortunately, one of his teammates there to save him. He'll wind up getting enough to pick up the 1st down.
These are the opportunities that just kill defensive coordinators. You got the ball loose. You did everything you want. But now you got to recover it. You need better pursuit to the ball, more bodies around the ball carrier. Because when that ball pops out, you've got to be on it. These opportunities don't come around often. And when they do, you got to seize the moment.
The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. 2nd and 7. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. They'll run straight ahead with Barkley. And he'll only manage to pick up 3 yards. And that leads to 3rd down.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 4.
Putting one of their tight ends in motion left. So, 2 minutes to play here in the 2nd half. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. Important moment here. 3rd down and 4. Now Barkley. And that call will not get it done. The defense ready, stopping him behind the line of scrimmage. And it sets up 4th down.
It's 4th down.
They'll drop to throw. That's going to be caught. Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. And the defense has it. Any turnover down here hurts, Greg. These feel even worse because you have the
from beautiful South Florida. There's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Here's Jason Sanders now to get this one started. And we are underway from Hard Rock Stadium. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Here's the first carry of the game for Cam Akers. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. They'll run it with Jones. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. Here's Darnold. Out route to Jefferson, and he's got it. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be 2nd down. Darnold now to throw. Another one on this play for Justin Jefferson. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 43. Now Darnold. Complete. Jefferson the target. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards.
Well, that's not just his first, not his second, already his 3rd completion here on the opening drive. And I think it's safe to say that getting him the ball in this game, one of their top priorities.
And a top priority for the defense has got to be finding ways to cover him. And I don't think you can have one basic coverage to get it done. You have to throw a number of coverages at him, make him think as he's running downfield, and hope you can create a little bit of havoc.
Again, Darnold. Looking for Addison again, and he's got him again. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. Another catch for him there. This one good for 11. First down. We're scoreless after 1.
That's the end of the first quarter with no score.
The Vikings with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Here's Darnold. Got his tight end. That's complete. That's Oliver.
Here we go.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Back to throw, Darnold. He's got his man and it's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Josh Oliver from 4 yards out. And the Vikings post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Well, that drive felt like it took up an eternity. We finally have some action on the scoreboard.
Yeah, but plenty of action prior to, because that drive took up all the first quarter before we spilled into the second, and finally, points were registered.
On the other sideline, they're chomping at the bit just to get the football. Now the try here for the point after. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead.
Next to score, Vikings 7, Dolphins 0. Will Riker the kickoff for the Vikings.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. And they'll send the tight end in motion. They'll run. Here's Devon Achane. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. From the 33, here's 2nd and 5. Again, it's Achane. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. And he's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. He'll let this go deep for Waddle. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Tagovailoa going for it on 4th down. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A curious decision to go. But it pays off with a 1st down. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the 1st down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining.
Hey, get set.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Tua going to throw. They set up the screen. Achane has it. The 1st down screen pass, good for 5.
Boy, that was certainly well-read defensively. And the key to any screen play is space to work. And there was none to be found there. And they tackle it for just a short gain.
Here's a 2nd and 5. They'll run for the first time with Raheem Mostert. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. In motion goes the tight end. On 1st down, they go with Mostert again. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. 2nd and 5. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Short throw to Smith. Well, they just keep marching right along. 1st down on a pickup of 8 there. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this 1st half.
Ready, Jack? 21G, 21G. Hey. Ready, Jack?
Play action. Now it's Tua. And he whips that one incomplete there.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Double one, high. Low. Good.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Steps away to his left. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. They'll run for it with Achane. But he will have the 1st down before he's tackled at the 12. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the 1st half.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Solo left, Zion.
Now Tua. Rolling to his left. And he will take it in for Dolphins touchdown. Tua Tagovailoa as the 1st half is winding down. And the Dolphins have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half.
This is a great decision right here. Out of the pocket to his left, and he knows if he waits too long, the defense is going to be all over him. So he makes a decision to go and wins the race to the pylon.
Jason Sanders now for the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Set and ready to go for the 2nd half. 1 touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On play action, here's Tua. And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Jonathan Greenard running in to pick up the sack.
Brings up 2nd and 17.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down.
Achane gets it from the gun.
And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34.
They'll come up now 3rd and 9.
That's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 9.
Achane here, they stay on the ground.
And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And boy, showing how tough he can be to bring down, just fighting his way forward to pick up 7 yards.
2nd down, ball on the 3. First down marker at the 1-yard line.
Now it's Darnold. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Josh Oliver, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game.
And the Vikings take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. So this game tied at the half, but we are tied no more. A touchdown there on the opening sequence of this 3rd quarter.
And what a great drive put together by their offensive coordinator. He had a plan, and they executed it almost to perfection, coming right out of the locker room. Now they're feeling good about their chances here in the second half.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, 1-score game, 1st and 10 here. Running right, here's Achane.
And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. In motion, Hill.
Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. In motion left here, one of their tight ends. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. A short throw there, that's to Smythe, the tight end. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a 1st down. Up the middle, Achane.
And he stopped immediately there.
2nd and 10.
Hey, come on, two. Come on, two. Come on, two.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Oh, looking for Waddle, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And the Vikings are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Another important 4th quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And once again, the Dolphin defense holds firm as they'll stop him behind the line of scrimmage.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Darnold.
That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. To throw is Darnold. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he's as fine with that incompletion as a quarterback can be, in all honesty. He avoided his first sack of the game, and he did have a chance of connecting for yardage, just unable to on that throw.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Darnold. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
Well, that's a good piece of quarterbacking right there because he certainly felt the pressure coming. The alternative, getting sacked for the first time. He didn't like that option at all. Did a nice job saving yardage by throwing that one away.
That's caught by Munn. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
Now, that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the 1st down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Justin Jefferson. 49 yards. And the Vikings have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this 4th quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 21-7. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. This is 1st and 10. Throwing Tua.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield.
You come out, and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. And the Vikings are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line.
They'll take over first and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the fourth quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Instead of running, Darnold's going to throw this thing. Escaping the pressure right. A wild throw there, and it is intercepted. Well, in all likelihood, this ball game's still over. I mean, even with the interception, 2-score game, they need a miracle.
Curious decision to even throw the ball in that situation, but maybe they saw a stacked line of scrimmage and said, hey, it's better to try and throw than to try and run against it. In any event, I think you're exactly right. Now, the other team can pad their stats, but I don't think they're going to win.
Yeah, but still, don't change the channel just yet. Tua. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Well, this defense has been physical all game long, and it certainly looks like they're not going to back off and make things any easier. They want to keep making life miserable for the receivers all the way to the end.
Here's Tua. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. And the Vikings are going to have it here at their own 15. All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous performance.
Yeah, if you can hold a team to 7 points in the NFL, that's the kind of day that you feel really good about. Now, I do know a few guys are going to think to themselves, held them to 7. If we'd made one more play, could have had our shutout.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point, as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch.
You'd have to think likely another running play coming here. 2nd and 11. Here's Darnold. Going up top. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins will take over here just shy of the 30.
The Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Go ahead. Stinger.
Now Tua. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And the Vikings come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.